Did you know that the grave is the most wealthy place on earth? It has the biggest treasures untapped. Fun fact, right? And the reason for that is a lot of people that have gone to the grave with their purpose are stuck in the grave and their purpose were not fulfilled. I hope you won't add to those numbers of people that would go to their grave without fulfilling their purpose. And that is why we came up with this video today on Mind Shift. And the video is on the ability to fulfill our purpose. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Anthony, and to take us through this episode today, we'll be defining what purpose is uh, relevant to our topic today. And purpose is simply the intent of the creator while he was creating something, right? So that thing could be a product, the thing could be a human being. As you are there watching us now, someone created you. And in my shift, we're not one-sided. We believe, some people believe God created them. Some believe nature or energy created them. And whatever you believe is fine. But the thing is, whatever created you for a purpose. It has a specific purpose in mind for you. And uh, it has equipped you with everything you need to fulfill that purpose. And the interesting thing is, everything has a purpose, and fulfilling that purpose is what makes life continue, is what makes life continuous. So just think about anything around you. That thing is a representation of someone's purpose that was fulfilled. As little as the fan, right? That was an invention of someone. Before then, I'm sure it was just fresh air that everybody was enjoying. But when fresh air didn't cut it, someone came up with a purpose and created a fan. And when the fan alone couldn't cut it, someone came up with the AC, right? So that is someone fulfilling their purpose there. And the creator knows that this is what they need to make life move forward. That was why he imputed everything we need in us to fulfill our purpose. So let's look at a little story. Jeff Bezos. I respect the man, and in his vision earlier, Bill Gates rather, he said that he wants to create, he wants to make every human being a moving office, right? So, and that was what he did with his operating system, with Windows operating system. So before then, operating systems were very complex, and you need to write a lot of big codes, and the whole thing was very bulky, right? So he fulfilled his purpose by bringing up the Windows OS to make operating systems and working with computers mainstream, right? And something he did years ago, now we're enjoying remote work and working from home. If we didn't have the OS mainstream, working from home wouldn't have been possible. So we see how someone, one man or a couple of people fulfilling their purpose is making life better, right? So how do we fulfill purpose, or what do we need to fulfill purpose? It's very tricky, very tricky. And the thing is, it is hidden in us, but it is our duty to find it out. And think about when we were children. Uh, Research has it that people or children were the most creative when they were the youngest, but as they got older, their creativity died down because of societal influence and people telling them to be realistic. But the truth is that that unrealistic dream that children have, that is the representation of purpose in them. Most times, it's not just flimsy, it's not exuberant. I remember when I was a kid, I used to tell my dad, I promised him that, oh, I would get him a car that has his name on it. And as I grew older, I was like, oh boy, don't forget that matter. But it's a dream, and it's something that's possible. It's possible, right? So, how do we fulfill our purpose? And another thing is, purpose and success is very predictable. They are very predictable. it is predictable in patterns, it is predictable in how we frame our lifestyles, and just two of those facts that makes or the laws that make success predictable is that life is guided by laws and principles. And once we're aligned to these laws and principles, we're sure to get the result. So one of the laws is the law of focus. That when you focus on something, you see that you can get it. When you put your attention on something and you keep pushing, you see that you can get that thing. And another principle is the principle of the work and the job, or the job and the work, in whatever order I want to put it. So a job is simply a skill that we offer to people and we get paid for it, right? But the work is the inborn thing, what we were created for, that we were born to do on earth, right? And it's interesting because you see some people have worked years, they've probably retired, but they still feel like there's something missing, right? Something is always missing because they have been doing a job and they were not doing their work, what they were called on earth to do, right? And they can never feel fulfilled with that type of thing, right? So it's important. Having a job is really important. I'm not trying to dissuade that. It's really important because that is where we get to learn what life really looks like. In fact, most of the knowledge people get for to achieve their work, they get it while they were working, right? So you get that knowledge, you meet people, you see how the system works, so you can create your system, right? And do your work and fulfill your purpose in life. So one of the easiest way forward, or a middle ground, is uh doing a job for a while, rather doing a job for a while. You should have your timeline. Say, okay, maybe I'll do a job, or I'll go between jobs for 15, 20, 25 years, depends. And then after this timeline, you prepare for your work and you do some groundwork. And afterwards, you move to your work. So your work is the idea, what you have in mind. And you don't have to invent something like Bill Gates, right? It could be a system, it could be a process, right? So let's take, for example, the HR or HR position. If you're an HR, you probably worked in a company, right? It's not just doing a job. You can be really good at being a HR and succeeding where most HRs fail, right? And imagine if after a couple of years being a HR, you uh, start your own practice where you train other HRs and you set the pace for what HR should be, right? And from your experience as a HR in the job, you'll be able to create a work as a HR person, making HR better. So I believe that that helps it make sense. And there's a popular saying. I know most of us will know this saying. It says, "When uh, when the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable." So when I did a study on abuse, it was abnormal use, right? So you use something abnormally and you abuse it. So if your purpose is not known, you are going to work in the morning, waking up, sleeping, enjoying yourself, waking up, sleeping. You are actually abusing your life, right? Because you were not created for all that mumbo jumbo. There's something you're actually created for, and you need to find that out to make sure that you're not abusing your life. Yeah. So it's not just uh, abuse or abusing purpose. It's not just in the career space or in the gift space. In other aspects of life also, even in relationships and money making. Right. So, a popular pastor said, if you don't know the purpose of a wife, or if you don't know the purpose of a husband, vice versa, you have no business getting married. Because a lot of people that they are shouting up and down today, one of the biggest issues they have, or the foundation of their problem, is they didn't know the purpose of the wife, or the woman didn't know the purpose of the husband. So they're just misbehaving, right? So even money also. If before you make money, please know the purpose of money. If not, you would abuse it, right? So it's a short video, but we hope it was very impactful, and we'll also be divulging more on this ability to fulfill purpose in our live stream coming up later. So just stay tuned, and a few hours after this video is released, we'll have our live stream, and we'll divulge the topic better. So till our next episode, I remain Anthony. Thank you.